Moors did to Drew Ali. I'm going at 30 rappers lynching dirty Moors too. Hiding literature that Drew wrote to warn you. They claim to.
And so he had to control some stuff. And so he had to control Clark Green. As you see, Alderman left him. Blackwell turned on him. Aaron Payne turned on Emilio. All of these people turned on the Prophet Noble Drew Ali. And because of that, a lot of the stuff that we know or should know does not exist. Does not exist at all. More. Tell them your history. What you know about this? I'll be right back.
This backstabbers. You got, Islam. Let's go through some history. I just made another order of my humanity today. They have certain letters that the Prophet wrote to each, to specific one of these individuals. Like Cain, he had to get checked. The Prophet's attorney, Emilio, had to check him. Oscar, who was a congressman. He was the second congressman. In the U.S., you have the United States have formed their government. We have been kind of placed outside of the government. And so you have this brother right here. Because you got to really understand why Obama is even in presidential office right now. Islam?
Islam.
Because of a movement that happened from Chicago, Islam, and a movement that happened from the Moorish Science Temple of America. And I think Mr. Jones, it's either the Jones Bay family that specifically raised up Obama in Chicago, right? And then raised him up, and that's the reason why he's who he is. And all of this comes from the Moorish Science Temple of America. I'm trying to find this individual. In 1884, John Roy Lynch became the first American to preside over a national political convention. Islam, the Republican National Convention in Chicago. See, that's 1884. While Lynch was a black American to preside over a national political convention, he was not the last. Islam?
Islam.
So after him, you had this gentleman who comes strictly from out of the Moorish Science Temple of America. And then you have this, I don't have my humanity, where Oscar the Priest comes to the convention of the Moorish Science Temple of America, the first national, and thanks all the Moors and says, because of you, I know that I'm going to win and be in office. But after the Prophet Noble Drew Ali passed his form, you see these ones no longer participating in the movement. Islam. You got Lewis Lewis Anderson, who was an alderman in Chicago, Illinois. These are individuals like in California, we have districts, right? In Chicago and in Louisiana and different places like that, they have wards, they're aldermen, different things like that. And these are individuals who are head over a district. So, and not only that, these same individuals wrote in the Moorish Guide that the Prophet Noble Drew Ali was looking for his own district in his own town. Islam. But after the Prophet Noble Drew Ali passes, these ones is only for votes and for money. It's my personal opinion. Islam. Because when Blackwell, if I'm not mistaken, he had a position on the first Supreme Grand Council.
Yep, Supreme Grand Historian.
This one right here in the middle is Richard Ross Bay. Wasn't here too?
Yep.
Where are these Moors at? He's the head of public affairs on the first Supreme Grand Council. So not only were they big men in the government in which they lived, but had high positions in the Moorish Science Temple of America. Islam.
Islam.
So we have a lot dealing with us and dealing with this government. Islam.
Islam.
Praise the Lord.
Whew. All right, so we know that the prophet set up, like the brother was demonstrating, he's the only reason why we have so-called African-American politicians to this day. He's the one who stood up and had the courage to put them into office and rally the people. And because of many organizations turned against him to see to it that the Prophet would not be successful in doing his job. So because of this trial, Islam war.
Islam wars. Praise Allah, honor to the Prophet Drew Ali. Did any of them go off with any of the splits and become a part of it? Or did they just leave the temple altogether, period?
They left the temple altogether.
I mean, I know, Romance and whatever else didn't demonstrate their measure, but other than that, like the aldermen, Blackwell, yeah.
All of them stopped it on the temple altogether. They saw that the media wasn't going to allow them to run into the ground, and so they just chose to leave it alone. And by 1934, when the Kirkland Bay group got together, they were no longer a part at all. So,
That all this happened with Islam, bro.
yep,
So when you go from a civic organization,
yep.
Prophet Drew Ali, seeing how they snakes, it's like, I already knew how to get y'all anyway. Because I was just seeing where y'all heads was at. So go and change that paper and follow this right here and change all that. And all of them want to start looking stupid.
Yep.
And then they start hacking and they start backing up. And in the middle, you'll say, okay, well, what about Islam though? Basically.
And that's where everybody was like,
I mean,
really
yeah,
out of here.
we
now.
seen it here.
Right, Islam.
When we switch from being more civically or more civic minded, and you see it on the internet. Most of the people that you see on the internet, they only talking about civics.
Right.
They won't talk Islam.
At all.
Because when you get to talking about Islam, you talking about moral character, like we read the demonstration on Friday about the More Science Simple America. It's moral, social, then economic. Not economic, social, then moral. We know too money, they don't have no morals. They don't socialize with the people who they can help out through their economics. So in Islam, talking about morals, you can't do this. You can't be a womanizer. You can't be a harlot. You can't be a hoarder of all your money. You can't live a Christian way of life. That's hard for a lot of people.
And demonstrate alcohol.
Yeah, you can't drink alcohol. You can't drink. You can't eat shrimp. You gamble. You don't eat pork. It's like, what you mean? I can't do none of this stuff. Eating shrimp, that's high up. That's the first class. I can't have I can't have no spirits. Not, like the sister was a perfect example. Your spirit's high. You must spirits. You supposed to be able to have a spirit within you that shine forth. But instead, people want you on spirit. So when you're talking about you can't drink no more, huh? I'm drunk while I'm on the podium. What you talking about? You know what I'm saying? I'm coming to the meeting drunk.
Courage juice?
Yeah. No more courage juice. That's the problem. And so, Islam causes a lot of problems in our people because we don't want to get our moral character intact. We think, well, what does drinking have to do with my moral character? What do you do what kind of thoughts do you have while you're eating shrimp and pork? Both of them are bottom feeders. One is a land bottom feeder, shrimp is an ocean bottom feeder. That's wrong. Mm-hmm.
I've never been one to drink. However, there's different types of fermented beverages that don't have alcohol. Right? So, when you're looking when I looked into ancient cultures and things like that, people have fermented drinks. But is that something that is that one of our downfalls? Is taking it too far with the fermented drink, not having it in moderation, or should we just stay away from something like that? Because like, you know, in substance abuse, they say, you know, they have controlled substances, but the problem is that it's not the substance, it's the people.
Right.
And the lack of control that the people have when using the substance. So, we teach them to stay away from the substance altogether because they lack control in it.
Right.
So my question is, because those drinks are ancient and it's not, is it something that stay away from it altogether because the majority of our people cannot control themselves?
Right.
So it's like, so it kind of messes it up for people who can have, you know, some type, like a honey wine or something, and just like, that's it, like, oh, you know what I mean?
Have you ever tasted honey wine?
Yeah, I've tasted it. It's not good.
It's not good. How strong is it?
I sipped it, so I mean, I don't know, I'm not a drinker, so.
As one who has drunk honey wine, I used to drink it a lot. It's the strongest gin, straight. Straight, I'm telling you, straight out, it's the strongest gin. Straight. So, you gotta be careful. I mean, like you said, you can become an abuser of even food. That's why the prophets gives us laws to regulate everything. And people under tremendous stress don't need something to, don't need an excuse to drink or smoke or anything else, because you're gonna use it. You're going to. Yes, like I asked Brother Samuel Zill one day, Mo, study why we smoke weed. Okay? Why did we do it? Doing what ceremonies was it done? Was it an everyday thing? Was it an everyday thing? Or was it? For what purposes did we do it?
It was to make the fire big. Wuta job to make the fire bigger. Once you spin the stick, and you have the little you have to put it in the fire to and you have to smoke it so the fire get hotter. And while smoking, the side effect happened. You did get your spirits get high, and you would do the dance to heal somebody who was sick.
Right.
So, and we didn't get sick that often.
So you really smoked it, right?
You
You really smoked it, and you didn't smoke and then get. You know what I'm saying? You didn't smoke it, because you know what I'm talking about. You didn't smoke it, then get stuck. You got ran and, you know, danced and you did something. Most people now, and it wasn't medicinal either. Like, it wasn't the miracle marijuana today, it was the ganja that Rastas had, pure marijuana, and it had a purpose. Ain't nobody doing that today. You ain't seen that one person take a puff dancing in no circle. You haven't seen it. You haven't seen one person like Noah take a sip of something for medicinal purposes. They not taking a sip for medicinal purposes. They taking it to get drunk. And so, the prophet said, stay away from all those things that I disagree with. Not without going into the issue. You saw what happened with it. All right. We have a religious leader that we looked up to, gave honors to, that is now being investigated and has been relieved from his duty because of his not smoking of anything, association with people who smoke something. So it's something that agrees with. Although people say, well, it's legal in California. Are we, and this what really gets why the more they check what they be talking about. Are we a part of this state, or are we part of the national government? Okay, the national government says it's illegal. So are we law abiders, or are we going against the law? And that's what I just be like, more is pick and choose what they want to follow, instead of just following the demonstration. And they always come with some excuse. I gotta smoke, I gotta Muslim, some more gotta womanize, some women they gotta look for different. It's just like, nah, follow the law, and then we'll be back where we need to be. Islam.
Well, I have a question about that, because there are often that are made to protect the corporation of the United States. So how do we distinguish, because it is something ancient, how do we distinguish the new law of today breaking the laws that we've had from our ancient forefathers?
Easy. Know them. Know the
So,
laws of your ancient fathers. Know, like I asked them all, find out what the ancients did. Find out what they did and how they used certain stuff. And if you're using it according to, because you could be a colonial pothead. Because you're not using it like your ancestors use it. You're using it like your slave masters wanted you to use it. You can be a colonial drunkard. You're not drinking for the purpose, the black tea that intoxicated people and cleansed their body, made them sweat because they in the sweat lodge with this. You understand what I'm saying? You're not using it for that. You sitting under an air conditioner getting drunk. It's not the same purpose. And so once you know what your ancestors did, then you can do what they did and get the results that they had. But we got to get back to that. Mo had his hand up first. I got you.
Smoking and the alcoholic beverages, not I don't even say alcoholic, but fermented beverages, they were used for when you go into a holy transient state. It wasn't always used for no dancing or for no fire. There's different cultures that apply different demonstrations for different things. When you go to, like I said, the pyramid down there in Mexico, it's a demonstration that they do when they drink, they smoke, they blow it on you, they do their little demonstrations. You have the Coptics who do a demonstration before they get ready to read or before they go into a chamber that they go into a mind state. Islam, you have biblical verses that talk about the herbs and talk about the smokes and talk about certain things that priests do, that certain people that's on a certain level that they, it's not for everybody. One, you know what I'm saying, to be demonstrated in certain ways. If you want about the United States, when the Prophet Joali says USA, he's not talking about the United States. The only way that you're a part of the USA is by you having a national government of your own, or you're not even a part of that, or partial of nothing. So by you having your one, then you become a part of the many. Out of many is one. So you don't have you have your national demonstration. By you proclaiming that you're a Moorish American, that makes you a part of the USA. The USA is bigger than the Moorish Article of America, or vice versa. It's by you having your own constitution, being able to proclaim a constitution that you can be respected on anywhere in the world. And you're on this land. So that's what makes you cool as an American citizen, so to speak. The Constitution, you have the nationality, you have ancient principles, you have okay? Now, if certain things is in your religion, like burning incense, right? Certain herbs, certain demonstration that's in certain things is respected by the outside community and most importantly by the government. So it's all about harming. Is it harming your body and is it intoxicating mind? You know what I'm saying? Which a lot of things do. Different food that you eating. It's a lot of things like food specifically. Okay, in the Bible it talks about certain herbs, and that's going to be on meat. So eating meat, period, it's like that's not what we're supposed to be doing. So we're supposed to be consuming plants in a specific way and knowing which plants we're supposed to consume. The thing is about marijuana. The reason why marijuana, you're not gonna never find this nowhere in the world. In America, where they try to pimp everybody for your religious belief. They try to pimp you for your religious belief. You gotta pay them, whether it's marriage or anything. You trying to walk down the street, jaywalking ticket. Islam, but this country's foundation is built on marijuana. There wouldn't even be nothing going on right now if they didn't have marijuana specifically for its root use and for its for everything here. Everything. Then it was cotton. But marijuana is pinpoint the American culture. And it's not the getting high and all that, it's for its whole industrial purpose. So if you have people that like I see them all the time, they just smoke. Everybody you see, anybody like me or any other Moorish American, Now I don't even know how much making a roster in a high place. Watch what they have around them. It's a spiritual demonstration and it's a book. Getting to another level. If it ain't no book there, or you're not having a meeting, like you study American history in 1744, when the Moors met with the plenipotentiaries of the colonies, they had alcohol. And that's where we fell off, because we started worshiping the gods we knew nothing of. We meet with these people, and they want us to sign a treaty with them, and they want to learn our specific government. They're asking to learn your government. 1744. Just push it. Watch what happens at the meeting. When they meet, when Europeans meet, they bring wine. In all their movies, they put out wine in the cup, and they pass it to you, and they have a drink. We come, and we go like this. And we pull out a pipe, right? And we go like this. And you smoke too. And then we reason. So if the individual's not breathing or they're listening on something, I don't know why they do it either.
Islam.
I just heard this in Egypt like 2 weeks ago. And a boy saying the same thing.
That's all. Been thinking it for a minute. I'm gonna read something to you. Brother heads. I got you right. As soon as I read this, brothers say the head. So it's always the leaders who are doing this, right? This is how understand. This is how the leaders. This is how the prophets separated us. Catch this. All temples are to give an account once a month and finance it to the grand body. And the grand sheik, and the grand gun. And then he said, temple are to work hand in hand to intercede with the prophet's law. They are to know that they are a part of the law and must obey. What must they obey? Heads of all temples. So this is what sets our religious leaders apart from everybody else. What everybody else do? Heads of all temples are to by force refrain from all wrathful words, profanity, mildest form from his members. They must live the life of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice, and refrain from all alcoholic liquors or any other harmful thing that will terminate to destroy peace or any other divine principles. What is he talking about? Prophet never lead you astray, right? Watch. They're to contribute to anything that will cause the public to disagree with he or she. That's the first thing. That's detrimental, because you will not like you, right? And for one to lead a group of Moors, you must keep your house clean. You see that people who smoke, drink, and do all this other stuff are a problem, because they can't keep their house clean. Clean with good deeds, kind words. Your wise brother must hear of good words. These Moors who smoke, drink, wives don't hear good words. Houses are not clean, right? This is how you know. This is why he refers to our leaders. Our leaders are not rosters. Our leaders are not this group. Our leaders that follow the prophet and know what you are leaders. Right? Brothers, hear kind words, good words, kind words, and must know of your good deeds. If there are children, you must see to it. How you gonna see to your children supporting you an alcoholic pothead? How you gonna do that? You're not. And what is the support? Prophet Noble Jolly gives it's an article written in a demonstration about home life, a good thing. It talks about how you are supposed to be the epitome of all the other children in the community because of what they have, what they know. So if you don't have what other children are looking up to, your children don't have that, but you high and you drunk, you're a failure as a leader of the Moor Science Temple of America. Straight out. You can't overlook that. All right? It says, if there are children, you must see to their support. Follow this divine principle. If you don't restrict to this divine principle, you are not a Moor. Forget a Moorish leader. You're not even a Moor. I don't care how many people like you, how many people think your lessons are tight. It don't matter. If you are smoking, drinking, you don't take care of your family, you don't take care of your household, your wife don't hear kind words, this is what people who smoke and drink do. You can't show me one who don't. I know. I was there. Everybody know that. You came in your house and smelled smoke, it might have been me. Everybody know that. That's how it was. So I know you're going to spend money on something other than your children, your wife. And that's why the prophet is saying, because he goes even further. He says, and the heads are not to membership or to overcharge for cards, but or anything issued by the prophet. Those who contribute to either of the proceedings are not Moors, but robbers. You robbing your family of your resources. When you take your money outside the house and go give it to somebody who ain't contributing to your nation. That's why you have things like dollars and cents. So we have a structure, we have certain stuff that if we follow it, we'll actually have something. But as long as we don't follow it more, we're going to continue to be in a rut. Total, I commend you, sister, on getting your demonstration on counseling addicts, or you did however you would call it, because I got the same thing now. 8 months ago, I smoked weed. Straight out. You would never see me do it again. Why? Because I know what it does to the body. And not the general laws. You got Moors who have the general laws who will not follow them, but say they're good Moors. No, it says you're not a true Moor. You're not. According to the prophet, you're not. I know that my son wanted to go play and I wanted to get high. What overrode that? When he wanted something from the store that I could buy and I wanted a dub bag, what overrode him getting what he wanted? I know that. You can't tell true. When they needed something or wanted something, you want to get high. You want to know what it does. So, for Moors who say they're leaders, that can't even go. It can't go. You can't be a leader. You cannot be a leader smoking and drinking in the Moor side. I don't care what institution we come from or what religious background our ancestors did. He didn't say we going back to our ancient force way of life. He said divine creating principles. That which is divine that our ancestors did. Not what they did. Because as ancestors, they did something to make us fall, right? Yes, to where we're in a position now. So, we're not going back to everything they did. We're going back just to that which is divine. Anything that's not divine, we let go. Islam? Islam. And that, Sister Kim, because I know we got to close out. Can you read the ones?
Islam.
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 Islamism.
Islamism.
Praise Allah, Lord. Honors to our prophet, Noble Ali. Thank you, Lord, for making your Sunday school meetings. Islam.
Islam.
Listen up for the warning. Islam.
Islam.
October 17, 1928. A warning from the prophet to be read in every meeting. I hereby inform all members that they must put an end to all radical and agitating speech while on their jobs, homes, or on the public streets. Islam. We advocate peace and not destruction. Stop trying out your cards in European, for it causes confusion. There has been much confusion caused by members trying out their cards. The cards are for salvation. Failure of obeying my orders will be of severe consequence. We are for love, truth, peace, freedom, and when these principles are violated, justice must then take its course. Any member or group seek to hold malicious feelings towards the temple or the prophet, or to violate the divine covenant of the movement, will receive their reward from Allah for their unjust deeds. All true Moors must obey the laws laid down to them by their prophet. And if they lose confidence in their prophet, give up your card and button, cease wearing your turban or fez, and return to the state where I, the prophet, found you. For this is a holy and divine movement founded by the prophet Noble Ali. And if the prophet is right, the temple is not right. The prophet is sending out a divine plea to all true Moorish Americans that they may do their part in protecting their prophet and the temple. This is an everlasting movement founded by the prophet through the will of Allah to redeem his people from their sinful ways. Peace, noble through all.
Peace.
October 28, 1928, to be proclaimed meeting. Islam.
Islam.
I am glad to know that I have a few faithful Moors among you, and I desire for them to know the truth and the divine truth. There is a host of jealousy and the movement now by the same people on our side of the nation that claim it was only a joke and unreal. But now they have found out from the government officials and the nations of the earth that this is the only sole foundation that all Asiatics must depend upon for their earthly salvation as American citizens. They are working every scheme that they can to disqualify me so that they themselves may take charge of the situation. I have notified all these things to you long ago in the past. It is through the faithful Moors that attribute to the movement and the uplifting funds. The ones that pay their divine respect to me and the movement will be remembered. That is why I am calling upon all Moors to increase their faithfulness to me, your prophet, and your divine Moorish movement. I need it badly. Never before have I needed finance so badly as I do at present, so I can shove aside the discord that is facing the nation. It all comes through jealousy because of my fame and nobility. The nations of the world will not recognize the movement without I, the prophet, being head. It has been proven by my works which I have performed the past few years. October 17, 1928, to the members of Science Temple of America, Islam.
Islam.
This is the instruction from your prophet Ali. Be faithful unto your forefathers' divine and national creed, that you will be blessed for your good deeds that you sow in the flesh. Allah is the one that judges the world, and his judgment is now on. But the weak can comprehend it not. The end of time is drawing near. So Allah to his divine prophet, I, Noble Drew Ali. And that is why many hearts have been turned to stone. Many have eyes to see, but cannot see. Ears to hear, but cannot hear. Lest they will be confounded of their sins. These are the trying hours now, dear boy. Every evil spirit is moving, and they are trying every weak mind to overthrow and drag out the true foundation that has been laid, and to cause confusion in the minds of the ones that do believe. But if you have the true love of Allah and the spirit of your forefathers, you fear not what you hear or see, but will sacrifice the utmost of your very life to protect your movement and your prophet. Watch your enemies, dear Moors. Your enemies are the ones that speak against you and ridicule him to the very lowest, and the ones that speak against your divine and national principles of your temples. Act accordingly, and Allah will bless you for your good work. Peace, your divine prophet, Noble Drew Ali. Call for new members. Condition on which the following call is made for new members after your laws have been read. If there is anyone among us that would like with us, these are the conditions on which you may join. So says the prophet. After hearing the read and you think that you can obey the laws, you may come up and see the secretary as we take up the collection. $5, your identification card is $5. $5 for a dues card and $10 for 1 month. This makes a total of $25. The $10 dues all members pay for the upkeep of the movement. Now, if you that the laws are too strenuous and that you could not obey them, it will be best if you kept your seats. If there is anyone who wishes to join and have not got the money with you and need it in good faith, you may come up and see the secretary while the collection is being raised, and the secretary will put your name on the book. Be fair with yourself, and when you get the money, pay your obligation. The prophet said, all the names I find on the book and do what I tell them, those I will say. Islam.
Islam.
This Lord's the meeting. Islam, and I will ask the Moors to come up and give your contributions in the red and put them in the red and the green basket. It takes finance to uplift the nation. It cannot be done without it. Islam, we need everybody to participate in this movement who consider themselves Moorish Americans, members of the Moorish Science America, Islam, as American citizens.
Islam.
Islam, any announcements?
Yeah, Islam. We got children coming into the temple. If we can for the children, if we can get them some notebooks, some crayons, some colored pencils. I pretty much finding coloring books for them. But during Sunday school, they can have their little session, a little round table is really their round table, so that they can do their coloring and do their crafts. You know, it's a whole list of stuff that I'll talk about. Maybe on, I don't know if I can say them all, but this is a whole list. But I'll try to get this list copied for more so that they can be able to get the children some stuff and they can interact in crafts. We got that whole section back there, the top section on the right hand side is full of crafts for the children to get involved and actually be crafty and make stuff that the ancient ancestors made and stuff that's beneficial today. And we would like to get into that for the children. Yeah, this information is useful for them, but it's not, or should I say to them, but it's not necessarily for us, for the parents. So we can get together and at least right now just get them some crayons. We can color pages right now, and got little storybooks and stuff that can be read to them, and they little corner so that the children, they need to learn, because they don't know about the history themselves. Our children don't know about their history, and you know we can teach them about like the pictures. You got some, and you got who know who that brother is right there. If you know that brother right there on that picture, who is that brother?
George Washington Carver.
If I was to go out to high school and ask some people who that brother is, a lot of the high school students don't know. So we need to teach our children who our people are. So if we can just at least bring some colored pencils or crayons out there with some color sheets and stuff so they can sit down and enjoy Sunday school from a different perspective as well. We also got a more working on for the children. And it's for them, everything should be crafted. Arts and crafts and activities. They should have a full applied science education, not just a social science. They'll socialize and get each other, but they need to be able to apply all mathematics and science and everything. And so this is the place where we can start it off right here. And so I'm saying we can get the children some crayons, some colored pencils and stuff like that. They can get to work and some little scissors, little scissors, safety scissors, some construction paper and some glue sticks and some so that they can start doing their crafts. And we'll go through, me and the education and historian department, go through some of the materials that's needed and put together a list so every parent can get their child what they need so we can actually start doing the arts and crafts. Islam? That's all my announcement.
Islam, Sister Ellen May.
Islam. Praise Allah, honor and love. I more so have a question regarding our Prophet celebration on January 8, 2014. The Young People's March, we need to work with the Sisters Auxiliary that we're going to have. So if I can coordinate with the President and the Sisters Auxiliary, full participation in both auxiliaries, celebration, and and demonstrating and completing it and everything.
Any other announcements?
Yeah.
Islam,
The marketplace is up. So if you have something that we have a forum for it now. So that way nobody has to go through and it took me all of yesterday. That's all I did yesterday. So if you don't want to have to spend your whole Saturday putting one together, you can use the one for example.
Website?
Yeah, it's you can get to it through the website. It's you just go to click on the button that says certified mortgage and it takes you to a whole new website.
I saw that.
Oh, you saw it? Yeah.
I did. So my question would be, because I don't want these morals were my nerve on this shirt demonstration, because everybody like asks you, can I get a shirt? I want a shirt, I want a shirt, I want a shirt. And then when it comes down to actually executing the business part of it, the finances for the shirt, because it's not free, it's like weird stuff, so I'd rather just go in and purchase it, and then basically all I'm doing is looking at it and sending it off.
Right,
Because these more,
that's how it goes.
I don't know.
And then, the Lawrence Manufacturing Company,
Right.
there's a diagram on the site about this certified Lawrence, go to about us, and it breaks down everything into the temple, so everybody has to basically shop through the temple, but you're the agent. It's your, just don't forget your temple.
Right,
So, yeah. It's just so it can just, like, okay, I got a shirt to sell, okay, off site. The end.
Now, how
And
about
then-
like the finance, sorry, but the financial, like, can it just, could we have an account so we can go into the account?
That's the part I have to work on.
Because the
You all with.
PayPal was just crazy. I'd rather, the funds are going to Simple anyway, so
Yeah.
if we can just get it to whatever Simple account is, just have them send it to you guys.
Because right now, it's going through a bank account I set up with a temple had control over, because they fell apart when I left. And then it's, I've already, it belongs to this temple now, because that's what the use is for. And it's like a disclaimer up there saying every day, in case somebody tries to, works and say, oh, now that it's fat, it's mine. It's like, no, that turkey been gone. But, yes, it's set up. Eventually, I would love to take that button down and just put it into the pay as MSTA. Right, I would rather have it say MSTA Califa. So I need to work with you all on that. But right now, it's in control of the temple, controlled by the temple. You get paid. Once they get the money, you get paid, type of thing.
I got a question, can you use Wells products on
Yup,
that? Okay.
yup, and we have complications for that too.
Any other announcements?
Y'all got an announcement.
Yes, sir.
I wanna thank him. Are you brother Ali?
I'm sorry.
Are you the baby's father? Good. Mr. Ali? Thank you. I love the fact she cried for daddy. That's daddy's little girl. Just seeing that, I love that. So thank you for coming in. We do thank all our guests. Y'all, you are home. So praise Allah. Many blessings to you. And Morris, we appreciate y'all participation. All the young people get with the sisters. All the sisters need to get with. All the young people get with y'all president. Y'all know who y'all president is. Sister Allen Bay. All the sisters need to get with Sister Smith Bay so that those two organizations can formulate and do what's right. And us brothers need to get together, men's big club, so we can get going what needs to be done and help sponsor and finance and support whatever is in the young people get together to do.
One more thing, every Wednesday at Quello de la Rose at 5 o'clock.
Islam, let's make sure we get recognized before we speak. Islam, Islam at, Islam, all right, Islam. So, also, any other announcements? Islam, go ahead.
Islam Morris. I have an extreme gig back on Tuesday for another big national commercial. So, I need more thoughts and prayers to go up for that demonstration. The last one was peaceful. This one really is a career changer. So, more thoughts go out for them on Tuesday, 3:30. So.
Islam. Islam, any other announcements? Islam, Brother Allen May?
So, I'd like to thank the boys for coming to my show. I appreciate it. Thank you a lot.
Islam. Any other announcements? Islam, I have an announcement tomorrow. Monday is the Sisters Auxiliary meeting. So it is from 7 to 8. So we can coordinate. Also, because Sister Ellen Bay is the big auxiliary, and so we can actually coordinate. And all are welcome to the Sisters Auxiliary. All the sisters are welcome.
No age limit.
No, yeah, well, if you have to bring your children, by all means with you, but it's a Sisters Auxiliary. So, The Morris League is from 3 to 30. That's an age limit there. The Sisters Auxiliary, all the sisters are welcome. This is for service, not just for young people, it's for sisters. So, we will be discussing, the Prophet's Day, and as far as I know, there is no age limit. Is there a limit on the
No,
Sisters
It's not
Auxiliary?
an age limit. It's just mandatory for all married women, all non-women, they, it's open to you, but for all married women, it is mandatory. And, I got another announcement. I need help on Friday. Yesterday, we were certified as community emergency response trainees. So we got our certification. So Friday, they giving a cert donation where we can pick our own team. Even if you're not certified, you can still be part of the team because 3 Moors people got certified. So we have the ability to now have a Morris cert team. So on Friday, at 9 o'clock, we're gonna meet up at Maxine Waters on 109th and Central. And we're gonna get all the cert people. And literally, my cert demonstration says FEMA. So
Said what?
FEMA, you heard what I said? So I keep telling more. When stuff take place, everybody worries about these FEMA concentration camps. I got a card that's gonna get me out, so I can move around and go help people. If you don't have these cards and all this training, you're gonna be one of the people that's held in the concentration camp or camp. So the next time it comes up is in the spring. I would advise more as a team, but we have an opportunity on Friday to meet all the people and get access to the resources. And I would take it if I was you. Because if you watch the news, you will know one door might have closed this week. And I'm not going to go into it like that. But as Allah always prepared and plans, one door and another one open. And the one that opened is more national than the one that closed. So, again, if whoever can come out on Friday, let me know sometime during the week so that we can get to know the fire chief and all these other people who are emergency responders, and we can maneuver our own team of people who can save people, help save their life, more so save yourself though. So take these lessons and save yourself. That's what service is for. So you can save yourself and you won't be a burden on somebody having to come and try to save you. And once you and your family is saved, then you can provide the assistance to other people. And that's what service is actually for. So, if you can, if not, you will have representation there. And as I always do, I always bring the information back. So,
Any other? The date for Friday is November the 22nd, so I would say be there. And it's actually open to the young people as well.
Yep.
I met with 2 coordinators over in the city of Carson who actually they coordinate part by part with the fire department and some other agencies. And I asked asking for my son's brother Dolphin Eel if they had a team group that the young youth can also partake in the emergency responses, and they said yeah. So on that day that they are welcome, because there will be a demonstration up there that they can partake in to see if they're really interested in those responses. And so if you can, or if you want, you can bring your children as well. There'll be something there for them. If you have to take them out of school, take them out of school. My son is going to be out for that early part of the day.
Yeah, most likely they'll learn more in that day at the event than they will at school, because this stuff will save your life. This stuff they teach you in school and will teach you how to be a good slave. Just being honest.
Islam, and they do have some programs set up for the youth as well at the fire departments and at other agencies as well. We need to take advantage of these opportunities while the door is open, because believe me, they try to shut them.
Yep.
And we're fighting open. Islam?
Islam.
Any other announcements? It's Treasurer report.
All rise, face the east. Stand aside the benediction as I close this out with the Morris prayer. Allah, find our hearts and minds back to our ancient forefathers' divine creed and principles. This we ask in thy holy name and the seven Elohim. Amen. Amen. Islam.
Do your part. You can't help the world when you're playing around and race games saying you're black but you're really brown. Doing only for self. Mama Earth needs help. Grandma's church, even DTs need help. What can you do? Don't worry about me. Hey, you got life's chores cause of Iron Chief 3. Been doing my part, building the mental arc for the Aquarian age before it start. Ask Prince Ali Mel Bay and Sisters Aquino who brought him to Toronto to wake up the sleepers. If you think not, you better go ask God and Grip. Who's giving to yo? Hip-hop chakras a lift. Bobby Hemmett came too, so did Boy Graves. Respect and love you, though you died from AIDS. Just search a library room, no room for space. It's gonna help the world, you can't escape the space.
Looking like you bring it back over that shit like, hold up, mama. Everybody down there.
But not cognizant, won't stick up a pork chop, but rob his aunt. When it's time to help the world, all I hear is can't. Many of y'all are coming back as birds and ants. Trust me, I study the Buddhism, Brahmin, shaman. Help the world by activating pioneer bond and DMT dripping like a leaky faucet. I help the world when I sleep, no need to force it. Just doing my best even when doing my reps. Help the world sleep, taking my steps. Nationals breaking their necks to witness the Renaissance, staring in a trance. I do so much and willing to do more. Don't believe me, ask the youth from Paul McCoy. Ask the youth from Malvern and hear what they say. Ask the youth from Rexdale or ACHA.
Ain't he? Yeah, he did. He did it. He getting so big so fast.
Times worse than the Willie Lynch curse. Cause I'm not coming out till I finish this verse. Demons disperse till them fight curve. Eat dirt till my feet hurt. Ashes to ashes soon return to the earth. Stand for better and resurrect the worst. Drop some knowledge on a dime beat to quench your thirst. Thanks to sus, we've remained in the game with a torch high. IHFing up another track, don't ask who or why. It's time to feed a rapper to the fire, kick and scream. The same way a spirit does when you steal a dreams. The more we want for self, the less there is for us and we. Minimal I, and let's build a community. The temperature rise now, the ice age melts away. Prophesized by KRS-One, these are the times and days. This is the cycle that I missed cause I was too young to jump in. Now I got enough artillery to keep dumping. Fire Marshal Ho Chi Minh, let me show you something. Duck for cover, shells can't stop flying, stagger like you're drunken. We got aces round here, so keep the ones flunking. Bitch slap a whack rapper like you need some punkin'. Ho Chi Kutcher, fucking call me Simon Butcher. Commercial rapper, decapitated envelope pusher. Rapper inquisitioner, feed him to the fire. Lead him to the heat and watch the flame raise higher. Picture painted, but the spirit not tainted. See us in a pheasant, fall back like it fainted. Feels like we've been here from the ancient. Experienced so much challenges to build my patience.